Hi everybody, it's Yvonne and Dexter back with Freightbrokerchic. Welcome back. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that button. We really would love to be able to come to you live, and so we're really believing for that minimum of 1,000 subscribers so that we can do that and really let you guys ask in some questions. So as you can see, I've got him back with us today, yay, to answer questions. And what I thought we would do today, because I get so many questions, like when you guys call me up, and first of all, for all of you who have signed on and still communicating and emailing me, thank you so much for responding and all of your interest, and hopefully I've answered all of your questions. But if you have any additional questions, do not hesitate to reach out to me. But I wanted Dexter today to talk about, number one, tell us just a little bit about how you came into brokering, because number one, there are not a lot of people of color that do brokering. And I get that a lot. They're like, hey, you know, we saw you and we really were looking into you guys, number one, because you were minorities, and looking hopefully for an open door, and have questions, how do we get into it, and what do we do? So probably can you share a little bit about that with them so they'll understand a little bit about your background as far as being the master trainer and why I call you that.
Well, it was all kind of accidental, and kind of fate has a way of guiding you down different roads that you don't always intend to go. Never intended to be a freight broker. I just ended up as one, but
Okay.
it was just from remembering things and things of that nature. I used to be a truck driver, and here in Greensboro, North Carolina, and I was working for Del Monte Foods at the time, being a truck driver for them. And the gentleman who had been brought up from the Florida corporate office for Del Monte, him and his wife had brought a really nice house in a really exclusive part of the area. So it came a Christmas party, and the manager of the facility invited all the management, truck drivers, and things like that to his house. So went, to the Christmas party, and the house was just, I had never been in a house this big. It was just like, wow and wow and woo. So, so I went to him. I said, sir, thank you for, inviting me to your house for this Christmas event. Very nice place. And he said, oh, me. He said, this is, I can't afford this. This is not me. And he said, this is my wife. She sets a home our day, and she's a freight broker.
Wow.
So when he said that word, freight broker, I always remembered it. I never didn't know what a freight broker, right, he didn't expand on what a freight broker was, or got into the nitty gritty. But I just remember freight broker brought this house that I'm in.
Okay.
So fast forward, years pass, and I'm at BW3 Wild Wings for a weekend of watching football and drinking beer at the bar, like I always do on Sunday. And out of nowhere, this white gentleman comes up to me and tells me, hey, if you need me, I got your back. I'm right over here. So I sat there contemplating, now, why did this guy choose me? There was literally another 24, 48 white men at the bar. I think I was the only black guy at the bar that day. Mm-hmm. But he came and put his hand on my shoulder and said, hey, if anybody bothers you, need help. And it was just like, I
kind of friend everybody needs, right? In a bar.
I was like, I feel that I could have taken care of myself, but it was a Sunday, so I said, well, maybe he's just trying to be friendly. So something told me to get up and go talk to the gentleman. And little did I know that conversation that I was about to have was about to take me from where I was to doing this video that you're watching right now. So I went, and I went back there, and I said, hey, what's your name? He introduced himself. I'm not going to say his name because, I don't want it. But anyway, he introduced himself, and he asked me what I did for a living, and I told him. And then he asked me how much money I made a week, and I said about $650 a week, maybe $700 if I get some overtime. Sometimes I maybe maybe $8, $9, And then he was just like, how would you like to be rich? And I was just like, okay. So he's got this. Okay, I'm at a bar. This guy's got this. Get rich.
Yeah, I thought it was a multi-level marketing.
Right, something. Right. Yeah. I said, okay, well, I'll listen to it. And he said, I could teach you how to be a freight broker. Boom.
Right.
So when he said the word freight broker again, my mind went back 3 years to when I was in that large
so
house.
3 years have passed.
Yeah, 3 years, at least 3 to 4.
Wow.
So my mind went back to the gentleman telling me that his wife was a freight broker. So I knew freight brokering made money.
Made money, right.
So I said, okay, I'll give it a whirl. Sure, what do you want to teach me? And he took me under his wing and he taught me, and we started actually in his condominium. And from there, we got some customers, and then we moved to, he brought a larger house.
So you were actually training in his
house.
In his condominium.
In his condominium. I used to go to his condo every day, like a job. And then we moved from that house. He brought a larger house, and then he set up one room in his whole house that was like an office, and there was like 4 people in there, including me.
Okay.
And we stayed there, and then once we built ourselves up a little bit more, we got our first real office. Okay. And then after we built ourselves up at that office, we got a mega office. So I saw the progression. Of boom, 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 and this can be done.
Right, and that's a great point. Because a lot of you, and let me digress for a second if you allow me, a lot of you want to know, well, when am I going to start making money? How soon? And I'm always just trying to explain to you guys, this is not a job. You're not going to work 2 weeks, and then at the end of the 2 weeks, you get a paycheck.
Okay, so let me just tell everybody the truth about brokering. Okay, it is, yes. Can it be champagne and caviar dreams and jet set lifestyle? Yeah, but you got to work for it.
Yeah,
it's not overnight. It is nowhere overnight. You're not going to get into brokering and the first 2 months replace your income. You're going to have to get in and make sales phone calls.
Correct.
And people get discouraged sometimes from getting told, no, call me back, not now. I don't deal with brokers. I only deal with ABCs, which is asset-based carriers. But you have to keep on going, because sooner or later you're going to get that one yes. You don't need a whole lot of yeses. You just need one yes.
Right.
Like if you make 1,200 phone calls in a month. I'm not saying that anybody does, but they should, but I'm certain they don't. But if you made, let's just say on average, 1,200 phone calls a month, if you just got one customer per month, at the end of a year, you got 12 customers, 12 paying customers.
Right.
But you might have called close to 120,000 or more people, maybe 144,000 people actually.
Right.
But who does that? I'm not saying it takes that much calling, but it takes calling. It takes being serious. Most people are not disciplined. Most people most people want to be rich, but they don't want to put in the work to be rich.
And so how long, and you brought up a great point personally, how long?
It was about 6 months before I got my first customer.
Okay.
First move that I did, my customer was a company that's no longer in business anymore. It's a flatbed company. It's still a company called the Randall, I think, in Tennessee. Got a load for $1,750. Went out to the market. Everybody was asking $1,900. Came back to the traffic manager. Said, "Hey, listen. Went out to the market. That $1,750 is not going to work. Might just need a little bit more." And he told me, "Oh, yeah, obviously you don't understand how business works. You told me $1,750, and that's what I expect to pay. If you cannot do that, then I no longer want to do business with you. Have a good day, sir." And he hung up in my face. I lost my first customer on my first
load after waiting
after 6
months. This is the reality, people. I want you to
right.
understand.
But I wasn't deterred. I wasn't put back. I went on and kept on calling. I got more and more customers. I took that as, okay, boom, that happened. But I got a customer. I did get a customer. I just lost him, but I did get him. So which means if I got one, I can catch another. So I still
that takes passion, determination, stick-to-itiveness.
Well, not only that, I had a problem. I was not making the type of income that I thought that I should make in this world.
Okay.
And simply, I wanted to get paid what I thought I was worth. So I actually had to push it, because the real world was not going to pay a man of my age and color what I should have been paid. So, and then once I actually did start making money, the jealousy started. The jealousy.
So you got to be prepared for that as well.
Oh yeah, you got.
We're digressing. He's digressing a lot, but I would say for those of you, and especially if you're in our training, as we work with you, because it will come, you will begin to make money. But at this point be preparing yourself. Already have a plan.
Sales calls.
You know,
sales calls is it. Sales calls,
right.
sales calls, going to LinkedIn, whatever you have to do to actually
Right.
get to a traffic manager.
Right.
Those are the people who hold all the keys. And as I tell everybody that I train, I'm going to teach you how to build the Ferrari, but you got to go out there and find the engine for the car that I'm going to help you build. Now you find that particular company, you drop that engine inside of this car, you'll have your money machine working. But until then, it's just a nice piece of metal. I mean, Ferrari, Lamborghini, whatever. It's just a nice piece of metal to look at if it doesn't have an engine in it. And with brokering, the customer is our engine.
Correct.
So if you're coming to brokering, great choice, good time to get in. There's over 72 million shipping companies in America.
That's awesome.
Over 72 million. It's a big ocean. You will find somebody, but you have to get
You have to jump in the ocean.
You have to jump in. You have to jump in the ocean.
Right. You got to jump in the ocean.
Not saying that all things that happen good in the ocean. Some people, some things drown in the ocean. Some things get eaten in the ocean. But then some things become whales.
Right.
Some things become sharks.
And I know we give you the worst case scenario because we don't want to
it's not the worst.
overpromise.
No, it's
well,
not the worst
really
case.
the worst.
I mean, it's
But just
not the worst case. It's just the
challenges
truth. Here
with
it is.
the truth. Right.
Not everybody who tries to become a broker is going to become successful.
Right. Successful, right.
Just like everybody who goes and plays football does not go to the NFL, and everybody who plays, golf is not going to be on a tour with Tiger Woods.
Right.
But for those special individuals who push themselves,
Right.
those special
Train
individuals who see
and
and apply and say, you know what, this is really my
This
commitment.
is an opportunity.
A lot of people get into something and say, you know what, I don't like this aspect of this job. I do this, I don't like this. I didn't like, there were some aspects of truck driving I didn't like. I love some parts of it, but I was always looking for something better. So if you're looking for something better,
Right.
brokering could be it for you.
And absolutely the opportunity. I mean, not many career paths offer the type of opportunity that brokering does. And so if you realize the opportunity and the playing field that you're in, and if you become a player, a major player in this field, you could really go anywhere.
Brokering is the first job that I actually figured out that I had to get out of my own way. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the person who's in your way of becoming successful is yourself. Okay. And sometimes when you learn how to move that individual out of your way, you can finally get to your destiny. But sometimes you have to fight with yourself to get to where you really want to be.
Okay. Well, great. I think we gave you guys some great points today. Hopefully that puts things into perspective for you. We will do more of these. Obviously, I'll let him come back on and speak with you. Our next training, of course, is April the 13th, 2021. If you've been, some of you said, yeah, you know what? It's funny, that I saw you on Facebook or Instagram because I was just watching one of your videos. So hopefully this will give you a little bit of an insight as the type of trainer that he is. We don't promise pie in the sky. We promise hard work that will pay off if you stick with it for the long term. So again, thank you guys again for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Share. And did you want to have any last minute words or accolades for yourself as the master trainer? No, you're good?
I'm fine.
Oh, okay, he's a little calmer today.
I'm just me.
He's a little calmer today. Thank you guys again for watching, and we will see you next time here on Freight Broker Chic. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.